Hello everybody, Epic Mewtwo here. We are back with another figure unboxing video, and I am so excited for this video. I have been waiting to get this figure eventually at some point for so long. This is the ICHIBAN Kuji Prize E Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Let's take a look at the box. If you watched my video where I opened the care package from my boy Shattered Enigma, by the way, I know it's upside down, but there's the ICHIBAN Kuji logo and the Dragon Ball Super logo, even though he's not in Dragon Ball Super, but you know, they brand everything as Dragon Ball Super these days. Basically, my man Shattered went to Japan and got me this figure, which is a figure I've been looking for like literally ever for a decent price online, and he just straight up went to the country of origin and picked them up for me. Very awesome stuff here. Let's take a look at the top. Obviously, we have the Toei Animation sticker, which is the this box's sticker of authenticity. There we go. And the price is actually on the box. So he did get this at a physical shop and mailed it to me. 6,500 yen is about like $62, $63. So this guy was a hot dollar. While I'm opening him up, let me explain to you a little bit about why he was so expensive despite the size of the figure. Again, thank you, Shattered, for getting me this and like literally just gifting it to me. I couldn't be more happy. Basically, let me explain a little bit about the ICHIBAN Kuji lottery, because that is what this figure comes from. I will leave some links in the description below if you would like to learn a little bit more about the ICHIBAN Kuji lottery. But basically what it is it's a sort of, well, lottery, to be frank, in Japan at stores like 7-Eleven here in the States, or like convenience stores. And basically you buy a ticket and then you go to a shelf, and the shelves are priced 1 through 5 or 6 or whatever, and then they also have letters. So it's like, you know, it's like if you ever played Battleship, it's like, right, like all the numbers are going down and then all the letters are going side to side, right? And then you pick a ticket and it'll say like 1E, right? And then you take the prize that corresponds to, you know, the number and letter of the row and, you know, column that you got, and then you get whatever the prize is. And sometimes there's small stuff like mugs and like posters and stuff, but sometimes they're figures. And because they are a little bit more rare, because you have to get them from this lottery system, the ICHIBAN Kuji figures tend to be a little bit more money, even if they are literally like the same as some other Bam Presto figures. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how excited I am for this. But if you want to learn a little bit more about the ICHIBAN Kuji lottery, I'll leave some links in the description below for some people who go into a little bit more detail about it. But basically, it's a lottery system that you can go and pay a couple bucks for and take something off the shelf. Maybe you get a figure, and sometimes they make very limited edition figures. But the figures, either way, even if they're lot limited edition in the lottery, are always pretty expensive afterward, just because they're a little bit more rare and hard to find. And obviously, we don't usually get them stateside. There is a UI Goku that I believe was in the same set as this Gotenks, actually, that did eventually come stateside. Obviously, it wasn't branded as ICHIBAN Kuji, but it did eventually come over here. So I know sometimes they, you know, bring over some of those figures as a different advertisement, but sometimes they don't. And this Gotenks is an example of it. So here's the base. What does that say down there? Bam Presto 2018 made in China. Of course. What do you expect? Alright, so we got this here. This is a little piece of paper, I believe. Is this telling you how to put it together? Wow, Bam Presto! You should do this in every one of your figures so people don't get confused. They like never have this in there. Alright, well that's cool. So that tells you how to put Gotenks together. That's a little bit cool. If you're wondering why I wanted this figure in particular, oh, Bardock, stay there, my boy. If you were wondering why I wanted this figure in particular, is because, honestly, you all know I'm a big fan of Super Saiyan 3, and A, I don't have a Gotenks figure yet, and B, the Super Saiyan 3 hair on this figure is absolutely incredible. Like, it's one of the best Super Saiyan 3, by the way, don't cut towards yourself, kids, just like I'm doing right now. This Super Saiyan 3 hair is one of the best I've ever seen on a figure. So I was like, I need to have it. So Let's put these in here. Ooh, okay, so they do differentiate this a little bit. As you can see, that has 2 holes, so then you put this in here, and you can kind of, you know, like, see, hey, that's where that goes. And then you put this one here. Nice. They actually slide in very nice. Sometimes the stands are a little bit finicky. I'm very glad that they did this. They put it in cardboard despite putting it in the plastic, because obviously that hair sculpt is it's quite large. It's quite large and in charge. I will definitely say that. Let's just go ahead and rip this open here. This is going to be a doozy to get out. Interestingly enough, he's already put together. Kind of didn't think that he would be. I'd figured I'd have to put on the head considering how big my man's hair is. But let's take him out. All right. Wow. That is incredible. Let's get him out of the bag. So again, shout out to my boy, Shattered Enigma. I almost took him out of the bag, out of the camera. Then what would have been the point? So here is the Gotenks figure all in one piece. Does it come apart? No, it does not seem like it does. So again, shout out to Shattered for buying me this. Thank you so much, my boy. This is a figure I've wanted for a very long time. So this ICHIBAN KUJI Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks figure is a behemoth, to say the least. Look at this hair, bro. There's the hole, by the way. And rip. They did a great job on the little like tassel belt thing that a lot of the fusions have. Very cool. I like when they kind of make it nice and big and flowy. It also kind of like, I don't know, acts well with how, you know, Gotenks looks and everything. I will admit, despite how much I love this figure, the face is a little bit weird. I will admit that, but then again, Super Saiyan 3 looks weird because it doesn't have eyebrows. But speaking of, let's actually take a look at the hair, since that is the main appeal of this figure, at least for me. And this hair sculpt, bro, is like, I don't know how to describe how much I love it. Truthfully, I did think it was a little bit taller, but that would have been kind of ridiculous. I don't know if it would have held up. But like, look at that, bro. Look at that hair. That's crazy. All right, so let's put him on the stand. I am so happy that I have this now, though, because this is a figure, like I said, that I've been hunting for a very long time. I'm always on the prowl on eBay for certain figures that I've been looking for. And this is definitely one that I have been on the prowl for a while for a decent price, but I could never find it for a good one. And then my boy Shatter just came through with the goods. Alright, so now that he's on there, and the camera won't focus. Hey. Alright, well there we go. ICHIBAN KUJI Gotenks. The stand is great. The, I don't know. It's a little bit wobbly, but honestly, it's not that bad compared to some other stands, like the World Figure Coliseum Trunks. The stand on that one, you know, he's like up in the air and like about to slash, is honestly, it's a little wobbly, to be honest. This is a little bit wobbly, but honestly, for how heavy the hair is and how big it is, I'm kind of surprised that it is this stable. I'm not going to lie to you. Either way, though, this figure absolutely looks fantastic. I will admit, there are a little couple. I see like a nick here, and I think a little nick on his forehead. That's obviously a manufacturing error. But if you're paying $60 for this boy, you know, you don't expect any errors. But obviously, it's not the original place that, you know, you can get the figure. That, you know, Shattered bought it for me from a resale shop. So obviously, they do upcharge a little bit more because it's an aftermarket thing, right? But regardless, though, I think they did a great job of capturing Gotenks pretty well, too. They got his size very well. You know, the Super Saiyan 3 hair is, like, literally bigger than his body, which I think is, like, actually perfect. But they did a good job making him kind of small, right? They did a good job. Obviously, the coat looks very good. I like the color of blue that they chose. I don't remember it necessarily being that shade of blue, but it doesn't matter because that's a good shade of blue to me. But either way, though, absolutely fantastic figure. I cannot wait to display this on my shelf. Is definitely going to be a big piece for me. Let's go ahead and grab some other figures to compare this man to. Alright, so of course, with this being a Super Saiyan 3 figure, I had to grab my other Super Saiyan 3 boys up in here. And this is actually a good comparison to kind of talk about something with figures and Super Saiyan hair, but let's get a little bit of a closer look. So, Gotenks actually passes up Bardock in size just because of the top of his hair. He's very tall at the top of his hair there. Obviously, Bardock is still like a behemoth, especially with all that going on in the back, right? But Gotenks does pass him up just barely. Obviously, he is a little bit taller than the FES Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And of course, that is because, you know, Goku's kind of like leaning over a little bit. And Gotenks is obviously up on a stand like that. But they look very good together. Obviously, like I said, I am a huge Super Saiyan 3 fan. So having all this long hair in front of me is absolutely fantastic. I do want to talk about real quick. This is kind of interesting, a little difference that they do in how they color Super Saiyan hair on figures. So if we look at Gotenks here, I don't know if I can get it to focus that close. There we go. You can see that it's kind of matte, right? Like the coloring isn't like sparkly or anything like that. Like it's yellow. It's got some nice, you know, like light orange hues that kind of like go that way and kind of like fade out into the rest of the figure. And it's sort of, you know, it's a nice matte look, right? It looks pretty good. But then we have some figures like these two Super Saiyan 3s, where we'll take a look at Bardock in particular, where it's a little bit more of a yellow hue, and as well, it's sort of sparkly. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but it's a little bit like not the texture, but like the paint that they use has a little bit of a sparkle to it, as opposed to that sort of like matte paint finish. And it's kind of interesting because a lot of figures that, you know, are Super Saiyans in, you know, like Dragon Ball figures, just kind of like can't decide what paint they want to use. Well, I don't know if it's just like the particular like artist or sculptor wants to use that kind of paint, but I just think it's kind of interesting that they just kind of like use different styles of painting. This Goku as well is a little bit of a lighter yellow than that Bardock over there. I know it kind of doesn't look like that with the lighting, but just trust me on that one. And he has a little bit of a sparkly finish too. I don't know if you can necessarily see it, but he as well has some sparkly paint just like the Bardock. So I just think it's kind of interesting that they have such different ways of painting the Super Saiyan 3 hair. Or, well, not Super Saiyan 3 hair, I guess just Super Saiyan hair in general. Not that I, you know, have any problem with it, and I know some people don't really like the sparkly look, and I guess some people may prefer the sparkly look, and, you know, and same thing with the matte look. I honestly think it's kind of interesting, the variations, and honestly I'm okay with either. Both of them look good in my opinion. As long as it looks good on the figure, then hey, you know, there's no problem with me. But anyhow though, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I am going to enjoy this ICHIBAN Kuji Gotenks very much. Like I said, if you want to learn a little bit more about the Japanese ICHIBAN Kuji lottery and a lot more about how figures work and all that, I'll leave some links in the description where you can learn a little bit more about that. It is very interesting. I have kind of had a little bit of an obsession with it myself. Maybe I can make a video on it. If you'd like that, let me know in the comments section below, because it is kind of an interesting thing related to figures. But if you want to do a little bit of your own research, I'll leave some links for in the description. And of course, if I can find some places that have this guy for a decent price, because like I said, that was the whole reason my boy Shatter got me this in the first place, was because like he was like, hey, do you want any figures while I'm in Japan? And I was like, yes, this one. This is the one I want. So if I can find it for a decent price, I'll leave them in the description. Otherwise, I'll, you know, I guess I'll just, you know, make a note that they're a little bit more expensive if you really want to get them. But either way, though, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Again, shout out to my boy Shattered for the Gotenks. Epic Mewtwo out. Peace!